Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Monday edition of Today in Sports Betting. Doing it as always with the one and only Scott Reichel. Scott, you passed up an opportunity to go heckle the Knicks yesterday, and my goodness, what a good time that would have been. You wouldn't have made it out of there with your life, but you would have had a blast.
The memories would have been a lot of fun, man. The Knicks, you hear everything about the Knicks crowd. It's rocking. Spike Lee's courtside. I don't know how many good moments Spike Lee's actually had courtside a playoff game, besides maybe, I don't know, 2. I can't really think of many.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I had a shot to go, and everyone's talking about the Knicks crowd. They're into it. Knicks are going to be ready for the home, whatever, and they lost.
Brutal.
They blew, what were they up, like 6 with like 3 to go or 5 to go or something?
Yep. They were up, I think they were up 5. Did they ever get it to 6?
I think they might have at some point, but that might have been with like 8 minutes left or so. But 5 minutes to go or so, Young took over the game. Burks was randomly really good for the Knicks.
Yeah, it's hard to believe the Knicks have played that well without Burks in so many games.
Julius Randle wasn't good.
Who?
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good today. I'll tell you that much. What do you go?
Him and AD belong in the home for wayward basketball players.
What did Randle go, like 6 for 22 today?
I believe that's correct, or at least he was 6 for 22 at one point. I don't know what he ended up, but he was
not pretty.
Dreadful.
Yeah.
Dreadful. Burks needed one more. He needed that 8-footer there to go in.
Burks and Rose carried the entire team offensively, and quickly had some spurts, but
no question about it. And Trae Young was a monster driving the lane, but the 2 dishes that he had to Bogdanovich and to Hunter there at the top of the arc.
I thought there was a 0% chance that Hunter's shot was going in.
Yeah, you and me, brother. And that was just a dagger.
Hunter couldn't catch a cold the entire game, and then he hit a 3.
I'm aware. Thank you. So,
I'm guessing you had the Knicks yesterday?
I did. I did have the Knicks -1.5. So, yeah, not good. Not good at all. I know you could have got an early number on that at the Knicks.
I haven't saw pick him in the early afternoon, but truth is, whatever number you got, you lost because the Knicks.
No. That's what I'm saying. This opened up the other way. You could have gotten Knicks, I think, +2.5.
Potentially, it might have been way long ago, like when the actual lines were just announced.
Yeah,
but I know for the most part, the day of, it was mostly hovering between Pick'em and 1.5.
Oh yeah. No. It was nothing. It was nothing that was today or probably even yesterday. It was when the initial line was made. So.
Anything surprise you from the games today?
Yeah, well, I kind of alluded to the total no-show of Anthony Davis was a surprise to me. He was awful. LeBron was fine, but you know what? If AD is going to be awful and LeBron's going to be fine, they ain't going to win that series.
Davis killed me today because I had to play today on Ayton, and I was relying on Davis to play some good defense, and he did absolutely nothing on both sides of the floor today.
Ayton owned him. Yeah,
he killed him.
Absolutely. I thought the Grizzlies. Well, I got a bit of the okie doke there on the Utah Grizzlies game.
Well, because once again, it's a classic injury report thing where Mitchell gets announced out about an hour before the game.
Don't even get me started. I did my play of the day, my free play of the day last night on this game, counting on Mitchell coming back. I don't think. Yeah. And I pulled the ripcord personally because I made the play after they reported that Mitchell was at the shoot around. He was ready to go. Mm-hmm. His ankle felt good. So I make the play, and then, an hour before game time, they bail out of it.
Listen, he can play, but we decided not to. What does that even mean?
What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? When the games mean something? Well, I don't know what we're doing.
Are you trying to lose game 1 at home? Like I don't know what you're going for.
Well, it works for the Lakers most years, so
Shout out to Utah though, best home record, all that nonsense.
Yeah,
a game 1 L to Memphis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, of course, I'm not going to throw in the towel on Utah. I mean, it's still a long series, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, Memphis just dominated the game for the most part. They almost choked it late, but they held on.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Morant was pretty darn good.
Dylan Brooks, also pretty good.
Yeah, Brooks had 31. You think of Brooks as being the defensive specialist, but yeah, Brooks pouring in 31. I think more than anything else, that's what kills you, right? I mean, you expect him out of Morant, and you expect him out of Valanciunas, but
I know Gobert was in foul trouble, but was it pretty telling they just didn't use him at all in like the last 5 minutes?
I didn't watch the end of that game. Like I said, I was
Favors at the center spot. They didn't have Gobert on the floor for like the last 4 minutes.
That's brutal. I don't know how you do that. Well, you don't.
I don't know either.
Yeah, because that's Valanciunas is going to pretty much take it to just about every center in the league with a few exceptions, and Gobert is one of those exceptions. So with him out, yeah, no shot.
Yeah.
No shot. So I will say this: it's been a chilly weekend for your boy right here.
I had one really bad beat on Friday. I had the Grizzlies team total under. Thank you, overtime. Really helping me out. They don't call it undertime. Then I had the under in the Clippers game, which worked out well, barely, but it ended up sneaking in a winner. And then today I had 8, and I got my ass kicked. I had 8 and under. So, it happens. Whatever.
It does. And we had the White Sox Friday night as one of our good plays, and they ended up losing to a lefty. So
lost to a lefty, only gave up 2 runs.
Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. All right, so let's take a look and see what we got today, man. So inexplicably, I feel like we should just rename the podcast to two guys that just bitch.
We kind of have to, right? The NBA schedule doesn't make any sense.
I know. It makes no sense. You knew where I was going. Scott, we had 4 games on Saturday. How many games should we have on Monday?
4.
4. The answer is 4. The answer is not less than 4. We've got 2 games tomorrow, Scott. We've got Milwaukee, Miami. We've got Denver, Portland. What about Boston, Brooklyn? What about Dallas, LA? Nope, they're playing Tuesday along with the Lakers, Phoenix, who played yesterday. God, what? What? Come on. Stop it.
I'm not complaining, though, because I get to watch the Islanders tomorrow and the Nets on Tuesday, so it actually works out pretty well for me.
Well, as long as it works out for you, Scott, that's what's important.
You like to watch the Islanders, too, so that'll work out.
I understand. I get it. It's a big game for the Islanders. But I want basketball, man. Mm-hmm. I know it, and they're just drag it out another couple of days. Ultimately, it'll work out for us. But
man, it'll take 3 months. Nobody's got anything better to do.
What are you gonna bet on baseball? Baseball had been really good to us, and then the last week it's been chilly again.
I just switched over to basketball for the weekend, but baseball has been profitable for me.
Yeah, it has. It's been a pretty good baseball season so far, but.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. When you run cold, before that on the premium side, I think I was 37 and 15 for like
good run.
Yeah, it was. And then I think I'm 2 and 11 last 13. So
could be worse. Could be 1 and 12.
If you're one of my clients, it's a hell of a ride.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
That means you're still up about 10 games.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? I'm getting a lot more email about my losing streak than I got about my winning streak.
Always feels that way, doesn't it?
Oh, no, it doesn't just feel that way. It is that way.
Okay.
But let's go on. You know what? I bitch about a lot of things. That's not one of the things I bitch about. It's going to happen. I'm a streaky handicapper. I'll be the first to admit it. I wish I was one of those guys who just chugged along and won 3 out of 5. That's just not the way I run.
I mean, you should be giving out like minus 900 triple whale plays and just move on with your life, right?
Yeah, you're right. That's it. That's what you guys are paying me for. Yeah. Is the minus 450s. It's Kershaw on the mound. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. Can't do it. All right, Scott. Let's take a look at a game. I thought we were going to steal it as 2 guys that really want to see the Miami Heat get past Milwaukee here. I thought we were going to be able to get away with one, but lo and behold, Milwaukee was able to tie it, get it done in overtime. So they go at it again. So Scott basically looks almost exactly like the same line. It is Miami as a 4.5 point dog. It opened up at 4. Public had none of that. Driven it up to 4.5. You're even starting to see some 5, like at DraftKings and stuff. 222 opened up, starting to creep up a little. 222.5, pretty much uniformly across the board. Scott, here's my question: are the Heat are they decimated by that injury? Is it just a crushing defeat that plays on your mind? Are you able to get rid of it and move on to the next game? Do you think this team is mature enough to do that?
When you say injury, you're referring to which player in particular?
What's that?
When you said injury.
Injury.
Yeah, I'm saying you talking about Oladipo. Who are you talking about?
No, I wasn't talking about injury.
You used the word injury.
I don't believe I did.
I heard you say it. What word did you think you said?
I don't.
You said injury. I'm like, Oladipo? Who are we talking about?
I don't even know what word you're talking about that you think is injury.
I'm pretty sure I heard you say injury. Anyway, if they can overcome the overtime loss.
Yes, can they overcome the overtime loss despite their injuries? No.
The truth is there's multiple ways to look at it. You have the Heat who, got out-rebounded by 13. Giannis killed him on the inside. Couldn't shoot from the outside, but he killed him on the inside. And Butler made the game-tying layup. He went 4 for 22, and yet they still went to overtime and barely lost the game. So I think you can look at it from a variety of perspectives. The question is, do I think Milwaukee has enough within them to actually just run away with it in any given game? And I don't think they do against Miami. I just think Miami is a team that just matches up extremely, I say, well against them solely because of their intensity defensively, which isn't very common in the league anymore. But Miami switches everything. They got Adebayo, who's a very, very solid defensive center. Butler's a good defensive wing. And they have a very deep roster. And Dragic was very good. You had Duncan Robinson, who was very good. And the point is that even when Butler was terrible, this team had enough weapons to overcome it and almost win the game. So I think Miami's got a good shot to win it. But in terms of the actual betting number, I don't know how you take the over. I got no idea how this total is still in the 220s because this game landed 216 with 18 points in overtime. If you're doing the math, that's a 99 apiece in regulation.
Yeah.
Why do I think both these teams are going for 110 plus?
You can't.
I can't. I have to assume that this game's going to be low scoring. I know you had a couple of high scoring quarters in there. You had 57 in the second and you had 55 in the third. 40 points in the fourth quarter. I don't think it's going to get much better based on how slowly these teams played in the fourth quarter of that game. You might get 45.
I think you're going to have one clunker in each of these games.
Probably the fourth quarter.
I think you're going to have a 40-point. Well,
45.
You have scramble points. I'm not going to book every fourth quarter as being low scoring.
We'll say 45 to 50, give or take.
Okay.
And that's pretty brutal for an over if you have a 45 or 50 point.
Now, why do you think the fourth quarter is going to be automatically be the lowest scoring?
Well, scramble points are always annoying, but based on what I saw defensively from both teams, they completely just they buckled down. And both teams offensively really didn't run much. It really seemed like they were just eating up a ton of clock every possession. Most in Miami, I really hated about half the shots they got in the last 5 or 6 minutes of that game.
Yeah.
Butler was taking a bunch of threes. Spoiler alert, not a good three-point shooter. Kept chucking up threes. You're giving Ariza some shots in there. Adebayo has no touch around the rim with Giannis and company around him. I just think it's going to be a low-scoring fourth quarter.
Okay, fair enough. I want no part of Milwaukee here. I'll take the 4.5 with Miami. This is still, even with the victory, obviously the Bucks didn't cover. This is still a team that's failed to cover the number in 7 of their last 8, while the Heat have covered the number 6 of the last 7. So
it's pretty crazy though, because the Heat shot 36%. They made 23s. Milwaukee shot around 44%, went 5 of 31 from 3. So I don't know how much of that three-point disparity you can throw out the window and how much you can't. Miami's clearly the better three-point shooting team. That's really not that much of a hot take. But if Milwaukee hits 15, does Miami have any shot to win this game?
If they hit 15 threes?
Yeah, if Milwaukee, let's just put the magic number at, let's say 13. Milwaukee hits 13 threes. Does Miami really have any shot to win this game?
I think anything in that range, anything north of 12, 13, right around there,
yeah,
it becomes increasingly difficult unless one of their sharpshooters gets hot.
Yeah.
Unless Robinson, pours in 20 points or something, or Hero gets hot.
Yeah, that's fair. I just thought it was worth mentioning the 3-point shooting.
Yeah, they're probably not going to shoot 16% again.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. So, all right, and so we're under you on Miami there as well.
I'm not taking Milwaukee, so yeah, I'll go with Miami.
Okay.
If you're giving me points in a series that should be a war, I'll take the points.
Zero-sum game, brother.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on to the other game, Portland, Denver. Denver, Scott, 1.5 point favorite. Number is still sitting there about 227 or so.
Nothing about game one surprised me, at all. Besides maybe the lack of defense from both sides.
I'll tell you, Denver has a problem.
Denver has a serious problem. They can't guard anybody in the perimeter.
Well, they don't have any guards.
That's what I'm saying. They can't guard anyone in the perimeter.
They're without Murray, of course.
So you're saying that Campazzo and Austin Rivers is not a good backcourt tandem?
I'm saying that with Barton and Dozier out.
Is Barton still out?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Barton is officially out, but Dozier's out indefinitely.
I wasn't sure if Barton was officially out.
Barton it was downgraded to out. That is correct. So Yeah, you've got a guard problem. On the other side, and I'm sure you were getting ready to say this is the part that didn't surprise you as well. Denver owned them in the paint. Just
They did, but I actually thought Nurkic did a pretty good job in the fourth quarter. I thought
well,
Nurkic got better as the game went on. Cantor was useless, like I thought he would be, but Nurkic actually gave him some good minutes late.
yeah, okay.
It still wasn't pretty, but if you're going to concede a little bit, then at least he somewhat figured something out late in the fourth quarter.
All right. Well, they shot 51% from the floor and out rebounded them 52-38. So
how'd that game work out?
I understand.
No. Just for the folks at home. You mentioned the great stats for Denver. Maybe they kept the game close.
Oh, the guards poured it in.
How much did Denver lose by?
We found out that threes are greater than twos. Is what
Denver lost by how much in game one? 9?
What they was by 9? Yeah,
I think so. So even with all those great numbers you mentioned, yeah, Lillard.
No, they lose by 14. Sorry,
lost by 14. Sorry, yeah, that's right.
They had 109.
Yeah. So you mentioned all the good numbers for Denver. They lost by double digits anyway.
Right.
Lillard was so damn good in that game. McCollum was hit or miss, but Lillard was nuts. Melo was very good from the perimeter. And even Powell was good. Covington gave good minutes defensively. I'll tell you one guy who did not impress me for Denver, Aaron Gordon. I don't know what happened to his offensive talent, but he doesn't have any anymore.
Yeah, it was almost like a complete no-show.
He can't shoot. But the question is, do you think Denver is going to lose both games at home? And that's, I'm sure, the thought in a lot of people's minds. Whether or not you think Portland's the better team, which I think they are, which is why the 6 seed was favored over the 3 seed in the series. A lot of people can't visualize Denver losing both games at home. And that's, at least in my opinion, with the altitude and everything, which is why I think a lot of people still like betting Denver. That's why you've seen Denver go from around -1 to -1.5. I don't exactly agree with that narrative.
I can't imagine the wheel coming up red again.
But I am curious if you think that Portland's just going to go up 2-0.
I think there's a great chance. They just don't have the firepower at the guard position to get out on the perimeter and stop anybody.
I don't know what Denver's supposed to do.
I don't either. You picked a bad time to lose your depth at the guard position because
I don't even know what you can do. You switch to zone or something? Like, they're going to shoot over you. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
No, because
Nurkic can pass.
Yeah, and Jokic isn't, for all of his qualities, and he's
one of the worst rim protecting centers I've ever seen.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to quite go that far, but I was going to say he does leave a little bit to be.
I knew where you were going. He cannot protect the rim to save his life.
Okay, all right. Well, you have a little take that, but it's probably close to accurate.
Do you think that this game will be as high scoring as the other game?
I'm for the life of me, Scott, I don't know why anything would be different. I don't know what's going to change. Can you give me a theory about what changes in this game?
Mostly revolving around Portland shooting 47.5% from 3.
You don't think that's sustainable?
The fact they went 19 for 40, I'm going to say no. I think they'll probably shoot closer to like 42%.
You realize
be enough to send it over, but 47.5, 19 threes on the road, that's pretty good.
You realize that since April 17th, when Portland started their push, right about the time you said they were going to start their push, they've shot 46% from deep. They lead the NBA in three-point shooting.
They've been great. I'm saying I think Denver is going to try to just force them off the three-point line as much as possible. Might not work, but I think they're going to try.
Pound it inside to Nurkic then. I mean, I know that wouldn't be their option, but
could be. Twos are worth less than 3, so that's why you like the under.
But you think they should be able they should be able to get the spacing on that.
They should, but
they should have Nurkic open the paint. I know that's not what they want to do, but
I'm gonna lean under 227.
All right.
I'm mostly relying on both coaches to make some form of adjustments in the first quarter. At the end of the day, you had 65 points in the first quarter of the first game. If you bump that down to like 56,
why would I do that?
Because you can. Then maybe your under has a decent shot here, but
okay.
I don't know. Portland's defense was good. Denver's defense wasn't. If they play a little bit better defensively, this game goes under. I'll lean under.
Okay. It's
really a game though where it's pretty tough to find the value on.
All right.
I think you'd agree with that.
I would not, but
you just think it's Portland. But
I've got a premium on this game.
Okay.
But I do think there's a play there.
I'm gonna lean under.
All right, good enough. All right, dude, that's it. We don't even have to look at the rest of the card because there is no rest of the card.
Mm-hmm.
We might have mentioned that earlier. I'm not sure.
Go Islanders.
Hey, if you're looking for a second or even third opinion on these games, make sure you stop by and check out winnersandwhiners.com. Deep dives and predictions into every game every single day. Best part is it's always free, baby. Free. So make sure you stop by and check out winnersandwhiners.com, the number one site in the world for predictive sports analysis. We appreciate you guys watching as always. Hey, don't forget to give us the old thumbs up there if you would be so kind. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And yeah, check us out each and every day we do this. You want to check us out, want to get even a little more Scott and Scott every day at 4 p.m. Eastern on the weekdays. We are on the radio live out of Tampa Bay, Florida. WWPR 1490. So make sure you give that a listen. You can tune it in on your computer. Just go to their website and click on the link. And you'll be good to go. All right. All right. I think that's all for that, Scott. You guys stay tuned. And we wish you guys, of course, nothing but the best. Hope every one of those tickets in your pocket turns into cash money when you head back to the window. All right. Guys, have a great day. We'll see you right around the corner as we do part 2 of today's videos on the MLB. We'll see you there on Today in Sports Betting. Take care, everybody.